Okay, welcome viewers. Dr. JWAU, formerly known as Dr. JW Morrison. That was my step name. This is my original name. Let's get into the Jehovah Witnesses, episode 9 of their deceptions. And we look now at 1976 to the early 80s, where the Watchtower went into severe damage control, blame shifting, and quiet revision. The 1975 prophecy failed, but instead of accountability, members were told they misunderstood what was said, and this is the classic deception method. After 1975 collapse, Watchtower moved quickly from expectation building to institutional self-protection. And what they'll do in that is throw everyone under the bus. So leading into 1975, Watchtower publications, talks, assemblies and organisational culture heavily fueled the end-time urgency. And while avoiding explicit "we guarantee Armageddon" in 1975 wording in some places, the implication was powerful and widespread. Figures like Frederick William Franz played major roles in amplifying the chronology narrative. In the expectation, members made extreme sacrifices. Viewers, they sold their homes, they crashed retirement savings, in many cases giving it to the Watchtower, avoided education, delayed medical treatments, avoided having children, and entered full-time pioneering. It was a great deception, and Kingdom Hall conversions often reinforced why plan for a future that won't exist. And the outcome? 1975 came, nothing happened, Armageddon did not arrive, and mass disappointment followed. Some members left, others experienced severe cognitive dissonance, congregations quietly absorbed the fallout. And so, if we reframe, 1976 to 1980 was pure damage control. And this is where the next deception emerged. Watchtower began shifting blame towards members. In other words, they projected what they were supposed to be responsible for onto the congregation. Such an obvious cult. A major example came in the Watchtower, which implied some members had become over-speculative. The narrative became some brothers became ahead of the organisation. Members were too eager. Expectations were exaggerated by individuals. And this ignored how heavily leadership had fueled the expectation. And then the Watchtower, in true Watchtower form, a partial acknowledgement appeared, but still without full ownership of the damage. And why this matters? This revealed a reoccurring institutional survival mechanism culture within this cult. Build urgency, members will sacrifice, predictions will fail, the leadership, the Watchtower, minimises responsibility, and then they reset for the next narrative. And that model appears repeatedly throughout Watchtower history. And this is the conviction criticism of it all. This was psychologically damaging because members often blamed themselves for believing what leadership strongly implied, which turns this organisation purely into a cult, doesn't it? And this created guilt displacement, spiritual confusion, organisational dependency, even after betrayal, and suppression of legitimate questioning. And this is what's happening within the public servant government institutionalists now. They're trying to shut down all freedom of speech so that they can run riot and not be accountable. Same goes with these cults. And the institution preserved authority while members absorbed the consequences. It's like bad politics, isn't it? So let's have a reflection question. What happens when leaders of any kind create urgency, but followers absorb the losses? What happens? Well, the leaders move on and nobody cares. So here's a challenge. Read Watchtower publications from 1966 to 1980 sequentially. Watch how anticipation language shifts after failure. False urgency, viewers, this is a proverb, often survives by rewriting the memory. False urgency often survives by rewriting the memory. So in closing, viewers, 1975 wasn't only a failed expectation. The deeper deception was what happened afterward. The refusal to fully own what they created, and the pattern would prepare the way for the next major doctrinal stretch. The collapsing 1914 generation doctrine. I'll see you in chapter 10. I'm Dr. J.W. Ayub, exposing the Jehovah Witnesses on Pro Theologist channel, otherwise known as Pro Theologist on Facebook and YouTube. Also have a channel called Count Straight and Pro Bricky for tradies on Facebook, Count Straight on YouTube. See you for episode 10. Also, if you haven't pressed like and you like it, give me a subscription, please comment, and bye for now.